The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is offering plenty of markets this week for the PGA Championship that you can't find anywhere else. Sign up with NBA SGPN to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We're back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am not myself today. I am actually Patty T. Patty T. You know, Scott, when I talk about injury reports, I almost didn't make it today. I was questionable with migraines all day. I'm here. I didn't get beat up, so nobody can see I don't got a black eye or nothing. I'm here. I'm just very, very, very hurt from the light and everything. Headaches is killing me, but we got to get these picks in. However, so I look like Patty C. Actually, when I put it on and I put the hood on, and I looked at myself. I said, "Dang, I look like Patty C. That's crazy." So I'm Patty T today, and for my co-host, that is Scott Studio Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, doing pretty well. Can't complain. I know both of us had a very solid first episode of the season. Yours was better than mine, but we still had a solid first couple days. And can't complain too much. Don't have a migraine, so that's definitely a plus. But either way, looking forward to the games in this episode. Going to be a shorter episode. In the first episode, we ended up previewing 6 games. For this one, we're going to preview 2. So we would have potentially looked ahead to preview the Saturday games as well, but we didn't have betting lines. So instead, we're going to do the 2 Friday games in this one, and then we'll probably be back for the Saturday games in a different episode. Correct?
Yep, very much so. And I mean, we got some good games coming up tomorrow as well. But right now, we're also tag teaming watching this Liberty and Fever game. Liberty are up at half, 48-31. Brianna Stewart, 20 piece. I mean, I tweeted out Brianna Stewart point slider. It started at 20 and a half, and I took it up to 25 for some plus 250. So feels okay. Not gonna get ahead of myself. It feels okay. And then Liberty team total over as well. I need 90, 89 and a half. I got that. So we're waiting, and hopefully we can get that in the second half as well. Just fading this Fever team all around. The defense, it doesn't look like it's changed.
It's still very early in the season, but we were low on the Fever because, one, we thought there'd be an adjustment period for Caitlin, and she had 10 turnovers in the first game. 2 was I thought this defense we did would be atrocious. I compared this team to the Atlanta Hawks. Like, I thought it was going to be a track meet every game. Yeah, they will probably have the worst defense in the league for a decent portion of the season. I just don't see how it's going to get better. Caitlin is not a great defensive player. We're going to save it for, the preview of their next game. But I think you can tell immediately watching them play for a quarter or a half or even longer. This team defensively just gives up wide open shots all the time.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm all in on this fade until they show me otherwise. We're 1-0, by the way. For those who are following along at home, we are 1-0 in the opposing team versus the Fever team total over contest. We're 1-0.
I'd say 1.5 because the first half team total got there for the Liberty.
All right. What else we got here? So yeah, good day yesterday. Very, very good day. Cash the Dream -5.5. Cash the Sky on the spread. Dang, yo, the Sky money
I
line
wanted
was
that
there.
so badly.
It was
I wanted
there.
it.
It was there, man. It was fucking there. It's cool. It's whatever. But we did get
though,
Minnesota.
25. Decent start
Yeah,
for Enrique for leader in points. So we'll see what happens.
definitely. I got the Lynx on the money line that came in. That was a good bet there. We're going to talk about the Lynx after this, and we're going to talk about another couple of teams. But before we do that, I got to talk to you about us, the WNBA Gambling Podcast. So make sure you tap in with us, and make sure that you are also paying attention to our merch sale. We do have a merch sale going on. It's a mega Memorial Day merch sale, 15% off everything in the merch store. Promo code SGPN May. That is SGPN May. Make sure you go in there and get you some NBA gambling podcast gear, some WNBA gambling podcast gear. We have all of that stuff. So make sure you go ahead and tap into the merch store, store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. All right, Scott. First game up, we have the Washington Mystics, who plane was delayed earlier, Scott. I'd be
Okay.
tapped into the scene. Their plane was delayed about an hour. I think it was about an hour before they ended up getting on the plane, but a delay nonetheless after you had a practice and, get ready to play basketball tomorrow. Washington Mystics on the road going to play the Connecticut Sun. Opened up 11.5 for the Sun, down to 10.5. 158.5 is the total. I do not have an injury report. I'm not tracking anything for this game, I don't think.
There better be nobody injured. It's the second game of the season. They better be fine for the most part.
Well, Mariah Jefferson didn't play in that first game, but it doesn't look like there was any updates to her status. Let's go check Underdog.
They're not going to rush her back anyway, so we'll see what happens. But they looked definitely capable without her. So
yeah. So Shakira Austin is probable. Olivia Nelson Odata is questionable. Mariah Jefferson is questionable. And that's about it. So,
I was going to say, we didn't really spend enough time victory lapping or at least praising. We did on the NBA show. I don't know if you want to save that for now, but AT is pretty good at basketball.
Yeah. Double plus money, triple double, 11-1 came through. Like it's really it's really nothing. It's really nothing to it, man. You just trust AT. Like you just blindly trust AT to do whatever you need her to do. Is she gonna come up short sometimes? Maybe, possibly. Do we talk about those? No, because there's way more good than bad. And it just seems she's picked up from where last season left off. We could have played her higher on the assists. I don't know why we cut her short at 10.
I'm trying to think if it went up higher than that. I think the highest it gave me was 10 at the time.
Was it? They are underestimating her. It's just disappointing. All right. So the Mystics were competitive. They were very, very competitive. How much of that is early season Liberty just kind of, and I mean, I guess the Liberty are up on Caitlin and them right now, but like how much of that is just the Liberty or just not that good in the beginning of the season? This is a whole completely different defense that they're about to play with Connecticut.
I feel like it's got to be. We got to also keep that in mind, by the way, when we're taking team total overs against the Fever. We got to keep an eye on the game after they face the Fever.
So that I was literally going to say, is it a letdown spot after playing Caitlin? Like, do you just let down after that game?
I think the counterpoint
you got
would be
everything easy.
Yeah.
You got everything easy the game before. So it's like, does a little bit of pressure like Shakira Austin inside the paint, does that now make you question things?
I guess the counterpoint I'll make is asking you a question. How good is the Mystics defense? Because last year on the road, it was horrible. In the first game, it was okay. I mean, they gave up like 85 to the Liberty. They were winning actually a decent portion of that game. It's definitely better than Indiana's defense. I don't think it's a good defense, but we also have to wait and see if the Mystics show up for a road game, which is always a question mark because they've been bad on the road for years. So I think for this game, I am going to lean to the Sun. I just think they're a much better team. The Mystics we thought would be a bottom feeder. We just thought that their win total was a little bit disrespectful. So we thought they would find a way over. But we don't think this team's any good. I think the Sun are definitely a top 4 team in the league. I feel like that's a pretty safe assumption. If you want to include the Liberty, of course, the Aces, of course, if you want to include the Storm, even though they lost the first game, I think we'd agree the Sun are definitely in the second tier of teams in the league. And the Mystics are probably in either the last or the second last tier. So I think the Sun are just going to win this game based on how much talent they have in comparison. Now, Sykes was very good in the first game. Austin, we know, gives you good rim protection. But I just think the Sun are more talented. And the Mystics were that bad on the road last year. I'm going to have to wait and see. So I'll lean to the Sun in this one. You? It's not easy, but I'll lean that way.
If this is a close game, I feel like I'm going to regret it. Like, why is this not a close, grinded out defensive game?
once again, that comes back to if you think the Mystics defense is any good. The reason why I took the Mystics in the first game against the Liberty was I thought the Liberty might just, get out to a slow start. We've seen that in the past couple years, mostly last year when they had basically, I don't want to say a dream team, but it took them a while to get going. And we saw them kind of struggle in that first game. But the Mystics are also really good at home. You know this. And that's why I thought the spread was disrespectful. So I can understand if you might think the line's a bit big because of an overreaction to the Sun just burying the Fever. Maybe that's why you're a little bit skeptical, because the Fever are so overhyped that the Sun burying them made the odds makers think this team was much better than it actually is. That's a possibility, but I am going to lean to Connecticut at home. I've just seen them dominate at home for too many years. So,
I actually think I am. No, they covered this line all last year. No, I'm taking the Mystics. They covered this line in every game last year.
okay. You picking a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game?
Yeah, they covered this. Yeah, they covered this. Even, I mean, in the high-scoring and low-scoring games, they still covered this. So I think it's a lower-scoring game. I'm going to be on the under. I think I'm fading Connecticut after the Fever, and I'm actually kind of interested in fading everybody after playing the Fever, because literally you go from 20-something thousand fans back down to 10, I think. So I will actually fade everybody else playing the Fever, but I do think that I just think this is a grinded out defensive game, and Connecticut, that for the issues, and they really did step up against that game against the Fever. Everybody steps up against the Fever. I can't really hold that for their offense too well, and they did have offensive struggles, and that's kind of the reason that they just aren't in that first tier. It's because the offense isn't always there for them night in and night out, and so with a very solid team defensively, I think the Mystics are, even though they put up 85 against the Liberty, they let the Liberty put up 85 as the Liberty. So I think the Mystics are a little bit better defensively than anticipated. I'm going Mystics plus 10.5 here. And I'm on the under 158.5. I think both of these two teams are going to get really, really physical. Not as much scoring for Connecticut like it was Indiana. Definitely under 158.5 here.
So I'm going to agree with you on the total, though. I am going to go with the under because I just think Connecticut's defense is going to be great. So that's kind of why we might see the script differently. But we're still picking. I think even though you are picking the under, you are expecting the Connecticut defense to look pretty good. So we're back in that angle. I just think the Mystics are going to struggle too much offensively to actually cover. So I'll go with the Sun, but I am also going to go with the under. Probably main lean to the under in this game.
All right. Let's see here. What do we have? Player props. Do we have player props?
I'm checking right now to see if there's anything. If we don't have player props, then it is what it is. But I think I see a couple. Who do you want?
I see some out here. I see some out here. I see. Oh, so I text you this yesterday after watching the first game, and I'm pretty sold on it. We just take Brittany Sykes' assist. Like
6.5.
It's at 6.5. She had 7 in the first game. She almost had a triple double in the first game.
Yeah, she had 10 rebounds.
And the ball is in her hands every possession. Like, she's literally the point guard of this team, and kind of filling in that Natasha Cloud gap that was left. And she's been handling all offense. Like, I know I project a lower scoring game, but I just gotta assume that whatever points they do get, it was by the hands of Brittany Sykes, and how much she can command offensively and just making plays for everybody else. So yeah, Brittany Sykes over 6.5 assists. Let's partner that with the auto bet. Alyssa Thomas over 8.5 now. 8.5, Scott. It only took one game.
Yeah, I still can't believe it was at 7.5. That's insane to me. But I was trying to think if I want the under for the game, and we think it's going to be a bit of a rock fight. AT over 8.5 rebounds is even money. Even money, really, at 8.5. If you're looking at the 4 meetings from last year, she went over in all 4 games. She had at least 9 rebounds in every game. So, yeah, give me AT over 8.5 rebounds. I'll pivot a bit.
All right, I like it. No, I mean, I think that we should run the triple-double back. I don't know what they have it at this time or what is available.
You're probably going to have the same game parlay that if you want to try to get maximum value.
Nah, because last time, actually,
triple doubles 550 on FanDuel. You're going to have to probably same game parlay that. 550 is a little bit too cheap for me. But
Well, what happens last time when I same game parlayed, it actually had the lower one. The higher one was the triple double, like the official triple double odds.
I thought you ended
11
up
to
with
1
11.
was
Oh,
crazy.
that was Bet 365 though. They have a lot of great WNBA lines. I don't have that in front of
Oh
me.
no. I got my 11 to 1 on FanDuel.
Oh, you did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. It was crazy.
Okay.
I was surprised. That's why I bet it
Yeah.
so quickly.
Usually they undercut
Yeah,
you on FanDuel. That's why I was okay. I
yeah,
thought
man.
that was on Bet 365. Okay.
10 assists, 10 rebounds is plus 398. Ew. And there's no 10-point option for Alyssa Thomas. Yeah, no. Oh, Bet365. You gotta check the Bet365. They might look out and give you some better. But yeah, triple double. I think you should run it back. I think this is a game to run back.
Yeah.
All right.
Any other
What
players for the
else?
Mystics that you want? Do you want Austin? Do you want maybe Ariel Atkins? Maybe you want anybody? Could be lowers. Ariel Atkins' points are pretty high. They're at 16
I
and a
don't know.
half.
She had 20 that first game though.
I know she had 20, but I am wondering if we are expecting a bit of regression for the Mystics as we're not picking them to score 80 points in this game. Head to head, I mean, it's tough because all of the historical numbers on Atkins dating back to last year include Deladon being on the team. So I can't even use those stats. They're just basically useless because it's an entirely different offense with a different hierarchy. So maybe if I'm picking somebody to take a back seat, it probably would be Atkins because Sykes has the ball all the time. If I had to pick somebody to take a step back, wouldn't
I
it
don't
be
know if
Atkins?
I agree with that. I don't know.
You
Ariel
don't? Okay.
Atkins. Yeah. I don't know. I've been in too many Mystics games, and I just know when they looking for somebody they need a bucket, they do be looking towards Ariel Atkins and giving her the opportunity. I don't know if I would go lower there. If I do anything, it's probably playing Shakira Austin. And I just think that she's going to find ways to get busy down low against Brianna Jones. I think Brianna Jones is still working her way back from injury. Didn't look as sound defensively as I thought that she could be on the inside. I thought that there was a couple of things she just kind of let go kind of easy and, just got the rebound, got the ball back and pushing the ball back up the court, going the other way. So I think I'm gonna play Shakira Austin over 9.5 points. I think I like that look. Let me just.
I'm also looking at the rebounds. Recently, she has not been great at rebounding the ball, and she wasn't great in the first game at rebounding. But if you actually pull up her rebounds against Connecticut last year, she did have 7+ rebounds in all 3 meetings she played in. So the number's at 5.5, and the
Yeah, she
over's
had
+106.
13. She had 13, 14, and 21 in those 3 games too. Come on now, Shakira Austin points is at 10.
I'm saying you could potentially take the points and the rebounds. You get both
Yeah.
those combined to 14.5. She had at least 20 in all 3 games last year. So that might be worth a look as well. I don't see any alt
What's
numbers on that, but that might be a pretty tempting combo up
They
front.
are FanDuel is so scary, bro. Why do they not have Shakira Austin for 15 plus? Now I know for a fact it's gonna hit now.
They might post it
FanDuel's
later, but the way that I see it, FanDuel, I just think is terrified of, I don't want to say underutilized markets, but they clearly don't know enough about women's basketball to actually give all the props at once. So they limit everybody, and then they wait for people to react, and then they adjust their markets accordingly. So it seems like they're constantly hedging their props. You know what I mean? Where it feels like they're afraid of getting destroyed by WNBA sharps, and they have to wait it out, and then they post it late. That's what I've noticed from FanDuel over the years.
Yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible. Whatever. All right. I think Shakira Austin is going to get at least a 15. She's had a pretty good track record against them. So Shakira Austin for me, I'm on my AT plays. I got my Brittany Sykes assist. That pairs well with Shakira Austin as well, too. Actually, a little 2-man action. So yep, that's what I'm on for this one.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Before we get into the next game and the last game of the slate, got to talk to you about NYRA bets. Sign up today for a $200 bonus deposit bonus. Well, I keep saying bonus deposit. That sounds weird. Deposit bonus, $200 deposit bonus. Sounds like par. When we say par and PAR and par, that's what that sounded like. So $200 deposit bonus with promo code SGPN200. Join now to claim your $200 deposit bonus just in time for the Preakness at nyrabets.com/SGPN200. Gear up for Black Eyed Susan Day at Plemco and boost your Preakness bankroll with NYRA bets. Opt in and bet at least $150 each on Belmont at the Big A and Plemco on Friday for a $30 bonus. $30 bonus, win or lose. It doesn't matter. You get a $30 bonus and you can earn more on the Preakness stakes. Bet at least $200 each at the Belmont, at the Big A, and Palenco for a $40 bonus win or lose. You're going to make the bets anyway. You might as well go here and get some bonus money on top of it. Opt in to win at nyrabets.com, and you could get a 20% bonus on your ticket by hitting an exacta on any or all races at the Belmont, at the Big A on Saturday. Get in, get your bonuses. nyrabets.com/SGPN200. Russell,
Speaking
brought
of
to you by
par,
Underdog.
sorry, I was going to say,
You said
speaking of
what?
par, by the way, you see your boy today?
What'd he do?
Your boy Xander, nine under. Shot a 62 today.
Bro, I'm about to go fade him. I'm about to go. Is there like, can you do a opposite positional where you say they're gonna be bad? Like there's like, can I just bet him not to win? Is there something for him not to win? There's no way he's winning. Like I am
You
really,
potentially could
really
take the field if he's a big favorite, but I think the golf guys gave out Xander first round leader at 30-1, and he ended up
Oh my
playing through.
gosh. I'm mad I missed that because I would have played it because it makes sense. Xander is good in the first couple of days of a
Except
tournament.
Sunday.
You have a tickle on it, and then he just folds. And you just sit there over the course of the entire weekend and just watch your 22-1 bet just go through the cracks because Xander is weak-minded. I absolutely cannot stand Xander. I did not know how frustrating he was for golfers until I bet him. Then it all clicked, and it's like, wow, this guy is just allergic to winning. Do you know he has what was that Scheffler stat where it was like he and Scheffler both were like top in how they played in the first part of the weekend, but he had no wins.
Xander just, usually Sundays.
He has no wins.
This is not close on Sundays. Same thing happened last week. He lost to Rory.
Actually,
on Sunday
I'm gonna go to Underdog. I'm gonna go to Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN and tap into Underdog Fantasy. Make sure they have a whole bunch of stuff for you. They got a special pick for you. They got a bonus deposit for you, up to $250 on your first deposit bonus. So look, take all of that and then go and put it on Xander lower. No, higher. Yeah,
you want the higher because you want to fade him.
Yeah, higher. Put it on Xander higher. Because Xander's going to fold. After this moment and after Xander has reached the mountaintop, he folds. He does it. He does it again. Put it on Xander and then go throw it on the WNBA plays. Go throw it on AT assist. You can go and you can mix that with, if you can play it with Xander, we can fade Xander and back AT in the same ticket. That's like the perfect ticket for me. So make sure you tap in. Make sure everybody uses it. It's in a whole bunch of states. 30 plus states, Canada, Florida, y'all have the champions player versus player format. You can do all of that. So make sure you tap into underdogfantasy.com, promo code NBASGPN. Let's fade Xander. Let's back AT. Absolutely. Whew, that was a soapbox. Next game on the slate. We have the Seattle Storm on the road. This time, going to play the Minnesota Lynx. This is a home and home back-to-back split. The Lynx took the first game, cashing a beautiful, beautiful plus 300 ticket for us. Absolutely. And now they're only catching 2.5 at home here. What's the total? I lost my page.
What were they getting in the first game, though? They were getting 7.5.
So it opened up at 10. And then it fell all the way to 7.5 before the game started. And so here we go. Yep, catching 2.5 at home here. 162 is the total in this one. Opened up at 163.5. So we're looking at Nikki Mule, who is still questionable with that visa issues. So they don't know if she's going to be able to play or not. But other than that, I don't have anything else here.
Well, I know you typically expect splits when two teams go at it back-to-back games. You tend to bet the opposite of what happened in game one.
Yep. And I think that the Storm actually had a lot to learn from in that game because there was a lot of times that they could have put them away. Like they could have, then they just couldn't find the offense after the first quarter. Like it was literally that one good first quarter, and then they just could not find any offense at all. And I mean, Minnesota's defense was hounding them, man. That's the only thing that I'm really, really concerned about. Minnesota's defense was really, really hounding them. Courtney Williams was ripping Skylar Diggins-Smith at half court. Like that's like a constitutional no-no in the land of basketball as a point guard to get ripped at half court like she did. So everybody was talking about Dejanay Carrington defense on Caitlin Clark, and for good reason. But man, Courtney Williams was locked in on Skylar Diggins Smith. I'm trying to tell you. So I think I want to. I'm kind of nervous about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and go the opposite side here. I kind of told myself this is what I was gonna do beforehand, and so we might as well go through with it. We're only laying 2.5 here, so Storm laying 2.5.
Yeah, I feel like part of the reason why I might have overestimated the Storm is just based on the talent on paper, obviously. But the problem is that I might have underestimated how long of a layoff that Diggins Smith actually had, because she looked a little bit out of it, which is understandable. You mentioned that she got pickpocketed at half court, basically. But it did seem like the Storm, not just chemistry-wise, but just seemed a little bit out of sorts, which could be chemistry-related, or maybe the Lynx just were able to just bring a
I
certain
don't
effort
even
level.
know because the first quarter was so good. Like they
Yeah,
were,
I know.
bro. There was a few possessions where the ball touched everybody's hands and went in the basket. Like it was really, really good. They just fell off. Like if you just played how you played that first quarter, 4 quarters, it would have been great.
And then everything kind of unraveled after that. But that's kind of the concern that I have here, because you're looking at the overall stat line for the Storm, and they scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. They scored 10. Collier was solid. She had 20 and 12. She's a great player in general. You're looking at the rest of the overall scoring depth. I mean, Minnesota didn't shoot the ball that well. They shot the ball 45% from the floor, 29% from three.
Mm-hmm.
The Storm went 1 for 9 from three. Jewel Lloyd was 3 of 19. Like, I have to at least bring it up. Lloyd being 3 of 19 is just disgusting. Diggins Smith wasn't good either. She was 4 of 13. Nneka was solid. Nneka had 20 points, and Magbagor played well. She had 15. The question is, do I think that all the Storm need is Jewel Lloyd to play well, and they'll be able to even up the series, the 1-1 that they have here? I would say probably yes, but I don't know how much better she needs to play. I think for this one, I'm going to actually lean to the Lynx here. I might have just underestimated how much time it might take for the Storm to fully gel together. So I think I am going to lean to the Lynx here. It just seemed like as the game went on, the chemistry was on full display. Jewel was also kind of pressing a bit because she was trying to get it going early, couldn't get it going. Then she kept shooting late, and none of it went in. Did have 10 rebounds in that game, so at least she did something positive. But I think I am going to lean to the Lynx here. I think that the spread is a little bit weird to me. I'll go with the Lynx plus 2.5.
All right.
And I like the under, but I'll lean under.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm actually, let's just do our deja vu game. Full on in deja vu game and taking the under 162 here. First game. What did that first game end up closing at?
153.
Yeah, 153. Yep. Under 162 here.
I can't believe Seattle only attempted 1 3-pointer. I mean, only attempted 9 3-pointers. They went 1 for 9, but you figure with Diggins Smith and with Jewel Lloyd, they'd be kind of chucking them from out there.
Oh, they were so good defensively. The Lynx were so good defensively. Like I after that first corner, they really turned it up. It was a great game. It was a great game.
I get that.
All
I just expected more attempts.
Let's see here. I'm on the under as well. Nothing too much to really add there. Let's see. What are we gonna do here?
You mean for player
Jewel had
props?
a rough day last time.
Okay.
Oh wait, Courtney Williams. Hey, what's her? I think she finished with 5 rebounds that last game. But
I'll check the player
it
props.
was. I think she finished with 5. But when I was watching the game, I was like, Jesus Christ, Courtney Williams is just flying around getting rebounds. And it reminded me how good she was rebounding the basketball last season. And it's just another thing that's added to this Minnesota roster. Like now that she's able to give you a really good rebounding guard. Yeah, she had 5 rebounds. Yeah, she had five rebounds that last game, 5.5. She had 6 all last year. I don't know, man. I feel like I feel like I talked myself out of this last season. I was kicking myself. I got to start playing it more. I'm taking Courtney Williams rebounds over 5.5.
I want to ask you about Jewel, because her rebound prop is currently at minus 152 on FanDuel, so it is juiced. But her numbers at 3.5. She had 10 in the first game. Isn't that a little bit weird?
It's like they don't want to overreact, but it's like, yeah.
She also went over this number in 5 of the last 7 regular season games from last year. So she's actually an underrated rebounder, and she's going to play 35 minutes in basically every game. So Jewel Lloyd at 3.5 rebounds might be appealing. It is juiced, but you can get 5.5 at plus 235, and 7.5 is plus 720, which I find fascinating. So I don't mind the 5.5 at plus 230 and change. So
let's run Nafisa Collier back over 20.5 points. She had 20 at last game, but it was a rather slow start to the game. I think she had 2 quick fouls too. I can't really remember, but I think it was something like that. She was on the bench early. She didn't have a really good first start of the game, and then started cooking towards the end of the game. And I mean cooking. And so Nafisa Collier over 20.5. And I think I want to play NECA over 18.5, actually, because NECA was the only thing that was really, really going for them in that game a little. It felt like a little bit.
And
like
Magbagor.
When NECA
they just
came
dominated the inside. That was basically it.
Yeah, it felt like when NECA came off the floor, it was like I don't know. It felt like they just had nothing offensively for this team. So I don't know. Maybe we got to see more NECA and get her going again. So 18.5. She had 20 in that first one. I'd say let's run both of those 2 back.
I thought about Collier rebounds, but her double-doubles minus 110, which I'm not going to disagree with, but I was kind of hoping there'd be a little bit of plus money there, and there just isn't. So I don't know if I could actually take that, but she probably will have a double-double. I'm just not that interested at minus 110.
Is there any interest in... I mean, shoot. Jewel had 10. Magbagor had... I can't even talk right now.
Magbagor.
Always mess that up. All right, she had 9, and Agumake had 9. Like, I wonder what's their double prices.
I can check. You wanted for NECA and for Magbagor?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. So NECA's plus 190, and Magbagor's plus 220.
Yeah, it's all right. I can sprinkle there. I kind of want to sprinkle on Courtney Williams, man, but I'm not gonna do it. I wonder what Skylar Diggins assists are
at. Diggins assists
5.5. It's hella juice.
It's juice though. It's at minus 148.
Yeah, no. I'm good. Okay. All right. I think that's it. All right.
Yep.
Let's see here before we get into our lock dog, and we can't do an underdog lineup, unfortunately. We don't have lines. Underdog was quick on the draw first game, but they got us. They said that they're on the way, so we'll talk about them. Maybe I'll drop a video. On Twitter. Make sure you follow me at reallyreal__. We'll drop an underdog lineup on Twitter. The last one hit, Scott. Last one hit. I had AT on the assists. I had Asia on the rebounds, and then we took the Clark boost, and they had a Clark
half a point.
Half a point. So we took that in that cash for us. All right, let's see here. But before we talk about our lock dog, we got to talk to you about Game Time. Buy the tickets without the stress, and that's exactly how I get to my WNBA tickets to the games. And they definitely hooked me up getting to the Mixers game. I was in the hotel when I said, dang, I feel like going to the game. I'm going to go to the game. DC traffic put me about 35 minutes away. I went ahead, just bought them when I left the hotel. By the time I got to the arena, they were already with me. It didn't even matter. I could just walk right in, and I was ready to go enjoy some basketball. And trust me, if you have been to a WNBA game, you should really try to get there. It's a great atmosphere. So check it out. And plus they have the Game Time guarantee where you are going to get the protection. Like here, hey, if you see somebody or you see tickets that you bought and you find them in the same section, same row for you for less, they will credit you 110% the difference. So make sure you tap into Game Time. Game Time, Create an account and use code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Again, that's CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right. A lot of pressure, Scott. Cash
A lot of pressure on you. You swept. I ended up chopping both days.
I didn't. Well, I mean, 3 for 4. 3 for 4. And Sky money line really should have cashed, but 3 for 4 is cool. But here we go. For my lock.
It's always tricky to pick if you want a side or a total, or if you want to go for the
Shakira Austin. Shakira Austin over 9.5 points. She had double figures last game against the Liberty. She's had double figures every game against Connecticut last year. And now she even has more of a role because there is no EDD. There is no Atasha Cloud. Like, she has more of a role in the offense this year. I'm not going to think too hard about this. 1 + 1 = 2. Shakira Austin over 9.5 points. That's my lock. For my dog.
It's a -108, by the way.
-108. All right. Appreciate it. For my dog. How do we... Let's go with... Is it a double-double? Play a double-double, dog.
Well, you have a choice then. You want NECA at 190 or you want Mag Magor at like 220?
Could do that.
I think those are the main double-doubles you were looking at.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look at the other games, see if it's anything that intrigues me at the price. We got AT for +110 last game. She's -160 now. Brittany Sykes at +240 is actually kind of interesting.
Okay. I mean, you were talking about the assist to me, and she had the rebounds.
Yeah, I think her assists are going to be up.
Or maybe even the rebounds. She had 10 last game.
I wish I could have got some. Let me just check one more time, see if I can get 15+ from Shakira Austin instead. Yes, I can. Actually, okay, so we're going to redo this, and we're going to turn this around, and we're going to do this different. So my dog is going to be Shakira Austin, 15+ +540. That's insane. That is insane for her. That is insane for her to have cashed that in 2 of 3 last year versus this team. Let me just go ahead and double check that fact and make sure I know that while I lock this bet in. But that is insane if I think she's So she had 13 last game. 13 last game. Hold on. Because I think
so last year against Connecticut, she had 21, 14, and 13.
Yeah. Okay. 540. Yeah. All right. We're there.
That was with Deladon on the team, though, so keep that in mind.
Yes, she has more of a role. +540. Okay. So that's my dog. +540. Shakira Austin, 15 points. For my lock, we have to... Oh, do I just go the opposite? Do I trust Seattle enough to make them my lock yet?
It's up to you, man.
No, I don't. So we're going to go double player prop. And we're going to take... Is it going to be... Nafisa is at 21.5 now. And NECA's still at 18.5. Yeah, that's crazy. NECA was playing really, really good. We're going to go with NECA Agumke. Over 18.5, -102. She was playing really well. Like, literally the spark on offense that they needed. And she was a very, very aggressive. She didn't look tired. She was happy to be there. She fed off the energy. And now, payback time, I think she's going to have another good game. I think she could be in for another 20 points. So I'm just going to take NECA over 18.5 points for my lock, and Shakira Austin 15+ points +540 is my dog.
All right. So for my lock, I thought about taking something with Shakira as well, but I'm not sure if we should both take the same player. I might consider. I don't want to jinx a player when you have the 15 points. I might go with Alyssa Thomas. I just want to know if I should go for rebounds or not. Her rebounds are at. I mentioned it before, but I'm trying to remember. I think it was at 8.5. It's at even money. But she did fly over in pretty much every regular season game against the Mystics. I think I got to take it. Yeah, give me AT over 8.5 rebounds as my lock for the show. She had 9+ rebounds in all 4 meetings against the Mystics last year. If you want to go into the last couple games, she had 10 against Indiana had 15 against the Liberty in the last game of the season in the playoffs, had 9 the game prior. She's a good rebounder. We saw her with a triple-double. I know that a lot of people like her assists. I was one of them, as I gave out her 10+, which cashed. Give me the rebounds, though. I think it's a nice pivot because the assists have been bumped up, and I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, which should result in more chances for boards. Give me AT over 8.5 rebounds at even money as my lock. For my dog, I think I am going to go with Jewel Lloyd. I'm going to go with Jewel Lloyd rebounds. I'm going to go with kind of backing what we saw in the first game. Lloyd played a bunch of minutes, and even though she shot the ball horribly, she was willing to help out on the glass, played 33 minutes or so in game 1. We know that she can easily play 35, 36 if needed, but she had 10 rebounds in the first game, and you can get her at 5.5 rebounds at +240, which I think is a great deal. She's also had at least 9 rebounds in 3 of the last 5 head-to-head meetings against the Lynx. So give me a bunch of rebounding props. Give me AT over 8.5 rebounds at even money as my lock. For my dog, give me Jewel Lloyd over 5.5 rebounds at +240.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, we can't do underdog lineup, but check out socials. Check on socials, and make sure you go to the picks page. By the way, check the picks page. And well, I have my picks on the picks page. Scott doesn't, but my picks are up there. I think Gender's putting picks up there too. So there's picks up there. Come check us out. Scott, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
No, I'll be back once again for the Friday game, for the
Saturday games tomorrow.
Either way, yeah, we're back for that. But until then, let's make some money.
All right, and if you make sure you like this video on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, get to YouTube and like it. If you're on YouTube, like the video. Leave us a comment. Do anything. Help us with the algorithm. Let's make this bigger. Let's make this better, people. And if you are listening to us wherever you get your podcast, make sure you give us a 5-star rating and review. Please, please, please. Appreciate it. All right. Well, I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to end it like this. We are out of here. Patty T.